Welcome, Empire fans, to a special podcast of Williamsburg football. Speaking with head coach Rob Woodward, week 1, as Williamsburg will take on Chillicothe. Coach, I'll just let you just take over because this is I know this is all new for you, but at least these boys are going to strap it up and they're going to go play.
Absolutely, Gene. These guys have worked since January up until March when we had shut things down, and man, they were doing everything you could ask of them in the weight room. I know we had a number of guys that were playing some other sports there, but those guys were excelling at what they were doing and developing. We came back there at the end of May, 1st of June, once we were allowed to get back together, and they've been at it. They've been hard at it. We got 15 seniors, 11 juniors, and 22 sophomores that are been working every single day, and there was a time there where we just weren't sure what we were going to get, but lo and behold, we got scrimmage last week, came out, and got to face a different opponent and really mix our guys in. We had a nice little inter-squad scrimmage here a couple weeks ago. As always, it was, a lot of athletes battling out with one another, separate on both sides, but good showing against Tays Valley, faced some adversity in the first half, and came back and responded extremely well in that third quarter and was able to make some big plays as we start to really gel and people start to step up and recognize what they can do. And then it was a great week leading into that Tays Valley scrimmage, and then we've been practices have been high energy here the last 3 days. We cut short yesterday with some weather, but still was able to get a good valuable day of practice and film study in with some of our guys. And I'm really liking where this team's at right now and moving forward with versus Chillicothe.
Coach, once you once the team figured out that there was going to be a season, do you feel like the kids kind of turned a corner there mentally for you?
Yes, absolutely. And we kind of, I've just always felt like we were going to play, and I've just been living and breathing that every single day. Going to practice, and it wasn't really necessarily dawned on me that it was affecting the kids as much. And they're hearing everything from social media to maybe parents or people outside, and they're they hear all that stuff, and you work like crazy to just get them to block it out. And just the biggest thing that I've been happy with is they've been developing every single day. But I've wanted this so bad for the seniors. For everybody, really, because we never know when, it's going to be the last play or the last opportunity, and it's such a changing scenario here. Can't wait to get to Friday, and obviously we've got a weather event coming through down in the Gulf that I hope holds off and doesn't get us till Saturday, and we can get the game in, and weather will be good, but again, I know our guys will be ready and jacked up and excited to play this game of football.
Now, something different probably this year. Obviously, usually years past, you've taken on Ironton. It's always a great matchup at the beginning of the year. But now that the way the schedule goes, you had to take on Chillicothe. When you take on Chillicothe now, is there anything that the kids can look at? Maybe are you able to exchange scrimmage film or going into this game to kind of get an idea of what you're facing?
Yeah, we actually exchanged some film from last year and some scrimmage tape. Coach Pryor there, great guy to work with. We both jumped on the opportunity to get a play once we recognized kind of how things were starting to fall out there. Really 2 weeks ago, this past Tuesday was when we, found out that, in fact, we were going to be playing a season and what was going to transpire after that. That we were planning on playing Ironton up until that 2 weeks ago Tuesday, and then we again jumped on the opportunity to play Chillicothe, team we already had on our schedule in week 2. And then of course the conference games after that, and it's different. You're right, it is different, but we're going to continue. We were preparing to play a very good football team. We're preparing to play another good football team. But week 1 always comes down to not beating yourself and just being sound as you can in how you perform and how you play, and that's what we've been working on trying to perfect.
Just a little, And the reason I'm going to ask you this, Coach, is because the fans are not going to, this is not going to be a typical support. It's a lot different the way the guidelines are. What would Chillicothe bring to the game that fans could kind of, get your perspective on? What are they good at, and what do you have to do to knock them off?
Well, they've got a nice quarterback that finished out the season last year. He started out as a receiver. He finished out at around the quarterback position, number 7. He does a nice job with the football and is able to create some plays. But he's got a great arm. He can really stretch the field vertically. And number 1's a receiver that's got some nice speed. They've been repping a lot of double tight formations, but yet spread. So formations that utilize the tight ends and kind of the same way we do, but yet they have 2 of them. They've done some of that this year. So we've kind of looked at what they did at the end of last year and what they've done this year, and just trying to piece together what we think they can do. Again, he does have the ability to really, number 1, can really sprint down the field, and he can put it up there to him and give him some long distance balls. But he's gonna roll out and run a lot, and they've got a nice little running back, number 9, that really chews up some yards, and they're big up front. Still, as you can tell, trying to work on blocking schemes and get better, as we all are in a week 1 scrimmage or a first scrimmage, and we were much the same way versus Tays Valley. So your biggest improvements always come after your first scrimmage, is what I've always heard, and into week 1 and week 2. But that first scrimmage is just really where you really start to shake out and figure out who you are as a team. So, they're going to be doing the same things that we are in terms of trying to recognize what those things are and capitalize on them. And, look forward to going up there. And while we have a limited number of fans, I know our guys will show up ready to play.
Well, we appreciate you this week, Coach. And any final thoughts before we get off?
If I could tell anyone out there, if you got questions about what the schedule is for the Pirates, tune in or check out bergfootball.com. If you go to bergfootball.com, the very first kind of link or tab there is our Berg football calendar. At the bottom is the freshman schedule, as well as the JV schedule, and our varsity schedule there as well. But it keeps you abreast or up to date on what changes are being made, because I'm updating every time we've got to change the schedule. I'm updating it and posting it right there on bergfootball.com, so people can go there and see if any changes have been made to that schedule, whatever they may be, and they do change daily. So and plus, check out a lot of good history on Wheelsburg football, and while you're not able to maybe be there in person, our guys really appreciate hearing how they tune into Berg Fan, or I know our school's going to work to live stream. Chillicothe, I'm not sure we'll have any kind of live streaming, but I know a number of our other opponents will be offering live stream feeds of some freshman games, some JV games. So there's a way to get in and be able to check some of that stuff out. So I know there's a lot of loyal Wheelsburg fans out there that will find a way to tune in and cheer on the Berg.
That's Coach Rob Woodward with this week's thoughts of Wheelsburg High School football against Chillicothe. Coach, thanks so much for taking your time out and talking to Berg Fan. And we'll be on. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Am I correct on that?
Yes. Yep.
A 7 o'clock kick. So we'll be on about 6:45. You can tune into us. I know there's some other radio stations out there you can tune into as well. But we appreciate all the fans, and we hate it that they're not there, Coach. But we're just going to do the best we can and move on.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys making an effort to get out and put it out there for people as well. I know a lot of people, my mom being one of them, listening back home at Berg Fan on her ability to check things out. So appreciate all that. Thank you, and go Berg.
All right. Thanks, Coach.